Hello and welcome to another episode of Satoshi's Dose of Daily News. Today's date is Tuesday the 30th of January 2024, the year of 1 million transactions per second or more. Buy BSV.live, probably the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Let's get into it. So let's start off with a little bit 365 days of Bitcoin history. What has history got in store for us today? Let's find out as we go through this epic saga that we're in right now. So on today, 30th of January, back in 2014, Mint personal finance app adds support for Bitcoin via Coinbase integration. So this is what happened back on 30th of January 2014. So let's just see what this is all about. One of the most popular personal financing tools around is now even more well-rounded thanks to a recent update that added support for Bitcoin. Again, they're talking about BTC here. Back in 2014, it was the only one that existed. It was the original protocol that existed. With help from Coinbase, Mint now allows Bitcoin users to keep track of their cryptocurrency account balance and transaction history just as they would with any other currency. Mint Group product manager Vice Maniago pointed out that by adding Bitcoin visibility, Mint becomes the only personal finance and money management tool, enabling users to view those transactions. The added feature will help serve customers' changing financial needs and can provide users with a more complete financial picture, he said. God, I can't believe this was back in 2014. I was well out of the loop at that point. I didn't have a clue what Bitcoin was. With more than 12 billion Bitcoins in circulation, some 60,000 merchants now accepting it as payment, it was simply something that Mint said they could no longer ignore. With more than 40 million users, Mint felt it was time to take action and support the currency as it becomes more legitimate. All that's needed to bring your Bitcoin history into the mix is your Coinbase API key. It's worth pointing out, however, that Mint is treating Bitcoin as an investment account. So instead of just another checking or savings account cash, your Bitcoins will sit alongside other investment accounts like mutual funds and stocks. Mint is free to download and use from the App Store on iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch as well as for Android smartphone and tablets at Google Play and on the Amazon App Store. Mint is also available in the Windows Store for Windows 8.1 and the Windows Phone Store for Windows Phone 8, we're told. Alright, yeah, well, I mean, that was your little bit of Bitcoin history there as to what was going on. But I tell you what I have missed out. So on the 31st of January 2019, so again, this is just about tomorrow, an affidavit was filed by QuadrigaCX on January 31st that reveals that there were like 26,500 Bitcoins, which back then equated to $92 million, 11,000 BCH, which was accounted to $1.3 million, and 11,000 Bitcoin Cash SV, that's what they called it back then, which was 707,000. 35,000 Bitcoin Gold, 200,000 Litecoin, and 430,000 Ether stored on Cotton's encrypted and inaccessible laptop. Now, the story of this is just literally sensational, so we'll go over it. But even now, it's filled with mystery and intrigue, and there was a Netflix documentary made on it and stuff like this. So the founder's got Gerald Cotton. Now, look at this, just to give an example as to what's going on. So the CEO's death, according to Jennifer Robertson, Cotton's widow, he died on the 9th of December 2018 while traveling in India. And it said she had accompanied him to a hospital in Jaipur the previous day as he was diagnosed with septic shock, perforation, peritonitis, and intestinal obstruction. It said on the 9th he allegedly died after an episode of cardiac arrest. On December 10th, a death certificate was issued by the local municipality, as well as a no objection certificate from the police to return the body to Nova Scotia. But again, I mean, this is just full of mystery and intrigue here. And it says here in Decrypt the complete story of QuadrigaCX $190 million scandal. Everything that is known about QuadrigaCX exchange at the center of a massive controversy over missing funds. And the reason it's controversy is because funds were moving after he had allegedly died. I wonder how that could possibly happen when apparently his laptop was inaccessible. But it says here on January 14th, Gerald Con, the 30-year-old founder and the CEO of Canadian exchange QuadrigaCX died suddenly. So what was that, January 14th? Was it December the 9th? Was it January the 10th? Like, what the hell is going on? Nobody really knows. And they're also apparently, there we go, look, in the immediate circumstances, dying in a place in a place known for fake death certificates from a disease that isn't typically fatal to someone so young were suspicious enough. But as it turns out, what happened in the year leading up to the events of December and January makes the whole affair even more questionable. Honestly, there was so much stuff, and again, I've missed all this in December and January. But honestly, there is so much stuff in the space. It is absolutely outrageous, like shocking. So anyway, yeah, that's a little bit of Bitcoin history. So let's just catch up on figures here. Let's see what's going on. Now look at this. I'm not sure if this is correct or not, but CoinDance is actually measuring or reporting that the hash rate on Bitcoin is 1.5%, which is apparently 3 times more than Bcrash, and obviously it leaves Fisher Price Cash just ranking at 0.3%, ranking lowest at 0.3%. I don't know. I don't think that's correct. But I mean, anything could happen. I have been checking this on other websites, and the websites don't actually report up to the minute hash rate. So I don't know if the hash rate has suddenly jumped or not. We shall find out. But again, this is what we can expect to see. This is the dam bursting. You know, we'll see figures like this, and we'll see transaction volume going up, we'll see a hash rate going up, network nodes coming over. Literally everything will follow the amount of data that is flowing up on the chain, which is the utility. And as I've said before, I'll say it again, the block size is the amount of utility that the network has on it. The data is uploaded via the transactions. The transactions are processed by the nodes that create blocks and supply the hash rate. And the hash rate is attracted to the value, which is meant to be representative of the price. But the price is currently speculative because people don't have a clue what Bitcoin really is. But when education catches up with speculation, you can guarantee the speculative prices will soon start to match their fundamental values. It is coming like a freight train. So let's just have a quick look at the block sizes coming through. Yeah, the hash rate can't be right. The relatively small block sizes. We're used to block sizes in the hundreds. So we got 204, 238, 218. Yeah, no gigabyte blocks here in this column of the last 30. Yeah, like 2, 4, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, that hash rate can't be right. But we know it's coming. So this is why I'm expecting to see figures like this. Like, oh, that's jumped up. Because, like, you know, when these figures start to move, it will just be a cascade of these fundamental figures we'll see coming over. And then the price will follow very, very shortly. Very shortly. Wow, look at this. So it's 302,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Cabal coin. Or should we say shitcoin? That's basically what it is. 6.5% more profitable to mine on shitcoin than Bitcoin, but that just simply shows you the competition for Bitcoin there. Let's have a look at the politics here. So this here are the pie charts. So let's have a look. So TAL registering at 0.06%, and in comparison to mining Dutch, just 0.03. Yeah, so TAL have definitely increased their own hash rate. Definitely not as many miners mining BTC as there were. Bcrash, other mining pools, was 50% on there. Fisher Price Cash, so other miners substantially reducing their hash rate on there, just letting all this shitcoining take place. But again, I mean, all this shitcoining that's taking place on Fisher Price Cash, they're mining the coin, which just means they're holding the coin, but they're not holding any genuine Bitcoin. So that coin is literally going to be dumped, let go of like a hot potato when they realise the mistake that they've made. You know, and all is hopefully and probably going to be revealed next week when the largest court case in financial history starts at London's High Court. Like, oh my goodness me. So on Bitcoin we got TAL with 54.17%, mining Dutch 17, Zulu Pool 1.39. Other mining pools 27, just giving these other miners a look in. a chance to compete on the chain and be rewarded with a substantial amount of Bitcoin so they can continue their mining operations. It'll be fascinating to watch. So I just looked at the hash rate here, and BitInfo charts again. It only goes to sort of like 28th of January. Well, date this is 29th of January. Right at the end, we are the 30th, but I can't imagine the hash rate on genuine Bitcoin has increased that much. So I can only assume that the hash rate figures reported on CoinDance are actually incorrect. I was also looking at the hash rate on what's on chain, and it looks like Tau with 52%, QD Link 44. Says Mining Dutch here has only got 1.47, and Hathor's on there with 0.74. Gorilla Pool with also 0.74, and they're not shown on CoinDance. I don't really know what's going on there, but time will tell. Let's have a look at Tether. Look at how disgusting that is. Reporting a market cap of $96 billion. I mean, my goodness me, but they got $96 billion, but the price isn't anywhere near it was back in 2020 or 2021. Yeah, when it was literally going absolutely mental, and yet they're just pumping more Tether into the market, and the price isn't moving, which really suggests that even though they're pumping copious amounts of Tether into the market, and the market's not moving all that much, it just means that I suspect a Grayscale are dumping their bags. So you've got huge amounts of buying, and at the same time there's huge amounts of selling. Let's have a look at the thing is though, trade volume's only 1.9. Maybe it is only Grayscale that's dumping, and I heard somebody said the other day that Michael Saylor has sold some of his bags. We'll have to look into that, again. But I mean, all these people at the top that knows what's going on, they'll be getting out before the mom and pop investors who have no clue what's going on. They are going to get absolutely wrecked, and they've been coerced into this situation by these guys that are now getting out. So absolutely outrageous what's going on. Currently got a market cap of 1.69, so basically $1.7 trillion. The largest financial bubble in history. Absolutely outrageous. What's going on with Bitcoin there? It looks like the price was trying to break out, and then they brought it back down again. Upsy downsies. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Straight up, straight back down. Price was trying to break out, and then somebody's just like, nope, we'll suppress that even further. But green's coming in there. And I think we'll see a lot more of these very soon, especially as the court case progresses. Exciting times. Gonna have to hold on to your hats, people. Yeah. Right, so it's just a little bit of global news. So check this out. This is all the German farmers protesting of this, the globalist takeover of the food supply around Europe. They know what's going on. Look at all these farmers protesting. They know, those who control the food supply controls the people, as Henry Kissinger said. And again, they're trying to squeeze the farmers and steal the land off them. I mean, look at the protests. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. And that's farmers in Germany. We have also got farmers and taxi drivers in Italy joining the protests. Again, this is global for anybody who's completely asleep to what's going on. This is the globalist takeover to install a totalitarian one world government, and the farmers are having none of it, while the rest of the sheep all just simply, can't wait to offer their arm up to take the old jibby jabby, count the days till they have a heart attack. Dear oh dear. But look at that. French farmers making a stand. We've also got Italian farmers joining the fight. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Wishing them all the best. And again, in terms of looking after the money, well, we've got our fight coming up next week, in London's High Court. Honestly, really getting behind Craig. Come on, Craig, come on. We're all cheering for you. We are all cheering for you. Absolutely amazing. We've even got Scottish farmers joining the protest. Again, all the UK farmers have been offered £100,000 to retire. I mean, what are you going to retire on? £100,000? Even if you only spend 10 grand a year, which you're not going to live on. It's only going to last you 10 years at the most. Living on 10 grand a year with inflation being at God knows what it is. Absolutely outrageous. And here we are, Andrew Bridgen, again standing up for the farmers. He says here, as farmers rise up across Europe, ignored by journalists, and say enough is enough to the globalist plunder of their livelihoods, I thought it would be a good moment to repost this. It will never be over. We will build a new nation. Again, like no farmers, no food. And again, you'll be stuck with Bill Gates, genetically modified meat and veg and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just it's literally a science fiction horror movie is what we're facing at the moment. So here we are doing our bit here because it's all about the money. All legal and political influence stem from economic power. If the money is corrupt, everything is corrupt. And this is why we're fighting for Bitcoin, and this is why the globalists and the cabal are up against Craig in London's High Court next week, because they don't want a true honest money. They want their fiat currency fraud to be perpetrated on the global economy so they can get away with their global coup d'etat. So we wish Craig all the best. So remember, largest court case in financial history coming up on the 5th of February 2024. Stay tuned, we'll bring you more. And until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.